Hi everyone, I'm Annabelle and I hope that you've been keeping safe in the last 3 weeks when circuit breaker has been in place. In the last couple of videos, we talked about F.A.C.E, F-A-C-E or F.A.C.E C.O.V.I.D, and today we'll be covering COVID. Alright, so to begin with, C stands for committed action. Committed action means effective action, means thinking about what is effective that we can do. So for example, with the circuit breaker and we need to be at home, what can we do effectively with our time at home? Can we kind of engage ourselves in a hobby that we enjoy? Or, perhaps watch a free play or a musical that have been readily available online now? Or even, committing to catching up with friends and family members. So that would be committed action, thinking about what is effective to do within the limits of boundary. So O stands for open up. What open up means is, opening up to difficult feelings that we experience and making space for them. So, when you've been in the aeroplane, which most of us really miss at the moment, we are often given the advice that if there's an emergency or a crisis, you must always remember to wear your own oxygen mask before you can help somebody else with their mask. In the same vein, we are all experiencing a worldwide pandemic now, and we need to learn to look after ourselves and wear our own oxygen mask before we can help others. What that means is, we need to think about how we can best look after ourselves, and self-compassion comes to mind. So, for example, if your friend is going through something difficult and we might provide advice to say, this has been really difficult on you, and you are being encouraging to say that, hey, this moment will pass and, we can do this together. Perhaps you would want to try to use these words on yourself as well. Is there a way that you can practice a bit of self-compassion to help you get through this difficult time? So in the same vein, opening up means making space for all these difficult emotions that we are experiencing and trying to practice that self-kindness and self-compassion to get us through something that is so difficult at the moment. Okay, V stands for values. So values mean what kind of person do we want to be? What do we stand for? What is important to us? So for example, if kindness is important to us, perhaps it's during this time that you can practice a bit of kindness on yourself and on people around you. So perhaps we could say something kind to someone who is experiencing distress. Perhaps we can do something kind for a family member who is struggling at home. Or perhaps even on yourself, if you're struggling, and like we just talked about in O, perhaps you can practice a bit of self-kindness. Another example of values could be, for example, we might value friendships and relationships. So this might be a time that we have to learn to get creative to say that, even though we might not be able to meet up with our friends at restaurants and bars, perhaps this is a time that we can start to get connected online and, we could play games together or video call and to still do fun things together. All right. I stands for identify resources. So identify resources refer to all sorts of resources, including your mental health resources, like your psychiatrists, psychologists or counselors, any emergency telephone numbers. In Singapore specifically, you can call the National Crisis Hotline to get additional support. In the clinic as well, we are providing free telehealth counseling to all the frontline healthcare workers. And even if you're not a healthcare worker, we also have telehealth counseling available to you. Other resources can also include your personal and private resources like your friends and your family. Some of my clients have shared with me that religion, spirituality, self-help books have also been resources that have been helping them ride through this storm. Well, lastly, D stands for Disinfect and Distance. So this is the time where we really need to start disinfecting our hands, wash our hands for at least 20 seconds with soap, not under running water. Wash them, lather them with soap first before you wash them off with water. Disinfect your phone regularly. Don't bring your phone to bed without cleaning, because there has been quite a number of news articles showing how our phones are actually one of our dirtiest items that we own, isn't it? And then distance stands for social distancing, physical distancing. So, keeping that 1 to 1.5 meter distance if you're going out in public, if you're in supermarkets, if you're an essential worker and you have to take public transport or go to work, make sure you try and keep a safe distance between you and the other person. All right, so that brings us to the end of COVID and F.A.C.E C.O.V.I.D in all. I hope that you have found this series of videos to be particularly helpful in managing your distress during these times of COVID. And we're still available online here, as well as face-to-face for consultations if you require further help. Also, you can consider going onto our website, www.annabellepsychology.com. We have a COVID-19 resource page. You can also kind of go through that and see if there are any resources that might help you. All right, look after yourself, stay safe everyone, and talk to you soon. Bye.